I'm Brooke, a MeatRx carnivore coach, and I'm here today with Matt, who's also a carnivore coach. Aren't you, Matt? You're a coach too, right?
Yeah, I'm a coach too.
Yeah, yeah. And he's going to share his own personal journey on the carnivore diet. How are you doing, Matt?
Good, Brooke. Thanks for having me on.
Thanks for coming on and taking your time to share with us. Appreciate it.
No worries.
Yeah. Now, how'd you get started on this meaty diet?
Thanks for asking. So, hi, watchers. I'm Matt. I'm in Sydney, Australia, and my health journey has been going for decades. In my early 20s, for some reason, found out about health through books. It was pretty much books when I started learning. And there was a book called Fit for Life that said eat fruit till 12 and then don't combine this and that. And then there was other books on nutrition from naturopaths that said don't eat meat and salt's going to kill you. I think it's when the pyramid of grains and terror of demonization of animal fats. And so most of my adult life, I've been scared of animal products. I never had a butcher. I would eat meat, but I wouldn't eat the fat. I wouldn't have salt. It was crazy. One thing that I did have a lot of in my early 20s was spinach. I had this recipe for a spinach and lentil curry, and I used to cook all this spinach. I used to drink all the juices, all this lovely oxalate juice, and that was
Popeye.
when,
You're like Popeye.
yeah, like you need your spinach for your iron, you know. And that's what led to the first of my problems, hip problem. I remember being on crutches for a while. I remember having physio. I remember not being able to surf and had no idea that it possibly could be from anything that I was eating. Uh, then I had continued on with massive doses of lectins through uh, chickpeas and uh, rocket salad, this salad, that salad. Then had problems with my knees, with my back, and maybe 5 years ago, shoulder. And it seemed like as soon as one thing would heal, then it would be the hip, and then it would be the knee. And I was just, I didn't know. I really didn't know they had anything to do with what I ate. And then maybe 2 years ago, a friend of mine mentioned the word keto, and I'd never heard of that. And she had some drinks, and I said, well, I could probably lose 5 kilos, so why not? I'll give it a crack. And I liked keto, except I didn't like having to give up my banana in the morning. And
But you
then
probably, but you probably still kept eating all that spinach.
oh, the GI issues were major. I think I owe that to raw kale.
Yeah.
Yeah, I remember having to come home very fast in the afternoon after work to go to the bathroom some days. Yes. So the keto was good. I lost maybe 5 or 10 kilos. I used to be 110 to 115 kilos, which is like 240 up to 250 pounds. And then so I lost about 10 kilos or 20 pounds. And then I just started getting information like from that Gundry guy about lectins, and I was just like, there's no way I'm giving up hummus. There's no way. That's it. I'm not giving up carrots or hummus. And then I don't know how it came to be that I came across carnivore. The first time it entered my field, I was like, you're nuts. You people are mad. How could you not eat veggies and fruit? Oh, but I guess after I'd let a lot of stuff go through the keto, you know, brown rice, etc., I was sort of open to it. And it's been 10 months now uh, on carnivore, and I'm feeling great.
How's that hip pain?
Oh, hip pain, shoulder pain, knee pain. So what happened with the with the carnivore is, well, I just started to shrink my body fat. I wasn't really trying to do anything particular, and I'm wearing clothes that I was wearing in my 30s. I'm 53 this year. So that's been cool. And I've lost another 10 kilos, 20 pounds. So I've lost about 40 or 50 pounds overall. And so now I can surf again. My shoulders are good. I think there's a thing called oxalate dumping.
Yes.
I mean, I've been going hardcore on the oxalates for 30 years, so I'm not expecting it all to heal up in 10 months. Last week I had some hip pain, but I'm like, I know what this is, so I just got one of those spiky rolly balls and just got stuck into it, heaps of water, and pretty good now.
How was your energy when you first switched? I mean, how did you switch over? Did you just start eating steak or?
I never had a butcher. I mean, I used to buy meat maybe from the supermarket, but I never had like, that was one of my things like, you know, I don't have a butcher. It's like I thought it was really cool for that. Now I've got five or six really good friends who are butchers, and they all know my good stuff that I like. So first of all, I went to this organic one, sort of not too about half an hour drive from where I live. So I have to start somewhere, and I said to the guy, I've got no idea what I want. Give me some bones. I've got to make this bone broth stuff. And so he gave me some bones, and I don't know. I started eating like beef jerky. It's called biltong. There's a nice South African butcher near us, and they have this biltong. And so it was meat, but it wasn't really, you know, I didn't have to do anything. I could just sort of eat it straight away. And I don't know, it was weird. It was strange for me just to eat meat. Oh, but great. And I remember having liver for the first time. I'm like, wow, this stuff's really good.
Ah,
I've learned with
you
liver.
liked it. You liked it right away. The
No, I
liver.
didn't like it right away, but I do now because if you only just cook, just if you overcook it, gets that metallic flavor. I've, you know, researched liver, and
Yeah.
that's how I do it. Yeah, yeah.
So I can't help it. I'm curious. So when you first started and you got those bones, you made your broth and you ate the biltong. So did you like did you drop the plants off like for a certain amount of time? Did you like say, I'm going to do 10 days or how'd you do it?
Yeah, I think I was pretty much going to do a 30 days. Yeah, yeah. I just stopped eating plants.
So when did you get your first like juicy steak from the butcher?
Oh, probably took a couple of weeks. I should have written it down. Um, I cook it now in water because it saves on washing up.
You mean like a
Cook,
sous vide? Sous vide?
no, like I cut it up first. I've just had this morning. I was trying to work out the grams and ounces thing. So 700 grams is about a pound and a half steak with three eggs cooked in my bone broth juice. It's gone to the next level now. It's amazing. And my friend's cat loves steak day on Sunday. He gets a little bit sort of cut up on a spoon. Yeah.
And, okay, so when you did those first 30 days, were you like, I'm all in because this feels great, or what was it like at first?
Yeah. I used to suffer from being hungry in the morning at 10 o'clock. I work in the garden with my brother outside, and so doing labor, if it came to 10 o'clock and we weren't stopping for food, I'd get cross. I'd be like, "Ooh, when are we going to stop? I've got to eat something now." And I just feel relaxed. I feel calm, and I feel like hungry, but not like, hungry, like just strong and nourished. It's awesome.
Nice. So what are you eating now? What's a typical day for you?
Yep. It's pretty much the same thing. Monday is cook bones in a pot. How big is the screen? Bigger than the screen. And veal bones have been my favorite. Maddie the butcher, Gordon gives me my veal bones. I'll get a marrow bone sometimes cut up with that, and sometimes oxtail's good, and that just goes in this big pot. And that, I know you're supposed to do it overnight or anything. I've got this amount of time to cook it, so it just starts on Monday morning and it finishes on Monday night, and however it is, it is. And then I put into that 3 big steaks, maybe rump steaks cut up, and sometimes some heart. That heart's good. If you haven't tried heart, it's the bomb, that stuff. And then right at the end, just put the liver in a little bit so that it just cools everything down. The liver's half frozen. I buy it frozen and half thawed out. And then that goes into 4 containers. So I'll eat that for breakfast and for morning tea and for lunch.
It's like a big pot of all these different meats in the broth. Nice.
And it turns into this beautiful jelly, thick jelly. I have heaps of salt in water, salt, especially in the liver. That makes it taste really good too. Yeah, and so that's my week. Like, I'll eat that. I'll eat it anytime. It's so nice. It's so good. It's so full. It's awesome. So then on Saturday, I go to the butcher and get actual steak. I like chuck steak. I like all the connective tissue and all the bits and the chewy wrestle. I enjoy the steak wrestle. And then sometimes it's chicken on Saturday night. There's one of those squash chickens. Sunday is steak day. Sunday morning before push bike riding with my friend, and that is just what I've had now. Just massive. It takes me about half an hour to eat it, but I could eat it all again when I finish, but I won't eat now. Maybe till 4. I don't know and I'll push bike ride and I'll just be like supercharged for 8. Great.
So twice a day? You eat twice a day?
Well, I eat 3 times a day between like 6 and 2.
Yeah.
6 in the morning and 2. Yeah, no, I have to eat first thing in the morning just because I always have. I love it. I just can't stop. I can't stop thinking I just want to eat some meat now. So I do.
It sounds like it's really warm, wholesome, big, meaty bowl of meat and broth and gelatin. It's probably perfect for winter, especially.
Yeah, yeah. Well, I eat it because it's been in the fridge. So it's jelly, it's set.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sounds delicious.
Oh, it's awesome. Yeah.
And do you eat eggs or dairy?
Yeah, I mainly eat egg yolks. I had egg whites this morning as an experiment, but for some reason I just eat the yolks. Dairy, I've gone off. I was having cheese, and I will eat cheese, but I don't drink milk. And I used to have yogurt. I used to have kefir, but no, it's really just been that meat thing. I don't really crave other dairy or anything.
That sounds
I have sardines.
Oh, yeah. Or
Yeah,
do you have other fish? Because you live in Sydney. There's so much seafood.
Oh, well, I had oysters and prawns last night because there was a very important football game on that I was watching with my friend. So we treated ourselves. Yeah, these big oysters, they were so good.
Fine.
But I have sardines 4 times a week. And it's so funny because it says no added salt. And I'll add like 2 teaspoons of salt. Yeah, it's really nice. I like that. It's kind of nose to tail, isn't it, a sardine?
Yes. Well, everything you mentioned, the sardines, the shellfish, the liver, the eggs, even eggs are nose to tail, really.
Yeah.
That sounds good. It sounds really party and complete, actually, and satisfying. Yeah. And,
Yeah.
and easy, although, do you ever just like sear up a steak? Like, sear it in a cast iron pan? Like
My friend will. Yeah. But I'm not, I can't cook really. I don't even know how to make a roast. Maybe I will do that one day.
yeah, well, it sounds like you're cooking. You've got
I would
oxygen
eat it,
in
yeah,
the
of course,
pot.
mate. No worries.
That's good. So your pain, all that movable aches and pains is alleviated, and now you're surfing.
Remarkable. Yeah.
It's great.
Or
It's
if
like,
it's just for a day or two. And I can't wait to do this longer and longer and just get that junk out, just get it out. I know it's still in there. It has to be. I ate so much of it.
it's like a big secret.
Yes. Yeah, and I really appreciate Meet RX. I really appreciate Dr. Baker and
I
all
know.
that information. It gave me so much confidence to actually start, and it's such a good resource. It's great. I'd love to thank all the people who've done a YouTube about anything to do with this this secret of nutrition. Yeah, thank you all.
Absolutely. Yeah, it's a really great platform. He's really a good leader. Yeah. So do you use MeetRx? I know, well, you coach, so I know you're using MeetRx through the coaching platform. And do you hang out on some of the, or get support at the meetings, those daily meetings?
I find it difficult to get the meetings because of the timing. It's usually the early hours of the morning for me when they're on.
You you could
Um,
you could run one yourself,
ooh,
you know, you can,
this is
for,
terrifying.
for all the
Oh,
Aussies. You could run an Aussie meeting. You could call it Awesome Aussies.
yeah, yeah,
Yeah, they'd love that. Yeah. Welcome. You should. Why not? Come on.
yeah. Leave it with me.
I'm glad you found Carnivore.
Yeah, thanks.
Yeah, yeah. And helping other people. It's great.
Hmm.
Yeah. Well, do you have any piece of special advice to someone who is just starting out or who's just looking at it thinking, huh, that sounds crazy. Maybe I should try it. What's your advice?
Good question. I think the 30-day challenge, I mean, it's 30 days. Just, I think other advice, that's not my advice, but try and limit any cheat days for those 30 days. Drink heaps of water, heaps of salt, get rest, eat as much meat as you like, eat fat especially, and why not? Beautiful.
So just dig in.
Go for it.
Yeah. Nothing to lose
Yeah.
except your pain and anxiety and your weight loss and depression, just except for all that stuff and health problems. Yeah. Well, thank you, Matt.
No worries.
Yeah. Thanks a lot. Thanks for spreading the joy and the news. That, you
Very
know,
good.
yeah. And I hope the COVID thing is over soon and
Yeah.
we can go to those I don't know, carnivore conventions.
Meetings. Yeah, yeah. I was going to book to come to one. It was right in the middle of the whole thing.
Was that one in Spain?
Colorado.
Oh yeah, yeah, me too. Yeah, no, that would have been nice. Yeah, yeah. Hopefully we get to
One
do
day.
that. Yeah. Well, okay. Thanks again, Matt.
All right. Thanks for having me, bro.